Hey guys, it's Devil. Welcome to my first instructional video on DayZ. This is going to be how to survive your first day in DayZ. It's a basic guide for new beginners. There's a couple things you guys want to know before you do. This game is a survival permadeath zombie survival. So if you die, your body is lootable. Everything you have can be taken. You will be eaten by zombies. It is a very unforgiving world, so you have to do everything you can to survive. There's tons of different things that go into effect in this game. Everything affects you. Weather affects you. Light, sound, hearing, temperature, food, hunger, everything. So you, uh, you need to know a lot, and this video is going to explain most of it for you. Another thing you want to take into consideration is day and night. If you're playing on a California server and California in real life is during it has sunlight out, it's going to be sunlight in the game. If you're playing at nighttime, it's midnight in California and you log into a California server, it's going to be nighttime in the server. It's a full 24-hour clock, so don't freak out if the first server you log into is pitch black. That just means you joined a night server. So find a different one because you don't want to play your first game at night. Okay, so first things first, right when you log in, you're going to see three sets of names. You want to pay attention to the middle one and the middle one only. That is going to be your general location. You're going to use this and look at a map on Google so you can find out where you are on the map, give you a general overlay of where you're at. That's the reason I'm talking about this first is because it's only going to be up for a couple seconds, so you want to pay attention. And remember, it's going to be in Russian, so you need to really pay attention. Alright guys, next thing on the list is movement. Movement and controls. So you've got your very basic movements. You get your stand, your crouch, lean left and right. If you go prone and you lean, you roll. It'll make you dizzy if you're in first person. Now those are really basic controls. They're very obvious. If you hit right click, you go into your iron sights. If you tap right click, sorry, you go into iron sights and then you can zoom in again. If you hold down right click, you can zoom in at all times. This is a hardcore server. Normally you have a reticle in the middle, and you can go into third person, which is really good for scouting around corners and stuff. But I play on a hardcore server. I prefer it this way. But a little tip for you guys that don't play: when you're using that reticule, if you're not aiming down the iron sights, if you fire, your bullets actually go a little bit lower than where they appear. So if you're going for headshots, you need to aim a little bit high if you're just hip firing. Okay, so another few things about controls. You always want to go into your options and familiarize yourself with these controls because there is a ton of them. And a lot of them I did not know about until way later in the game, and it could have definitely used it in the beginning. Like, for example, K is for compass. You can't do this, obviously, until you find a compass, but you can pull it. I thought you could only use it on the map, which is M, by the way. And you can use the map to locate different areas for navigation, whatever, and the compass, and then you have your watch for the time of day. But you can hit K twice and pull up a compass, which makes it really good for firefights when you're hunting down enemy snipers and your teammates are like, "Oh, he's to the northeast." I can be like, "Oh, that's right there in that direction." So you don't have to like look at the stars and shit. And the stars, by the way, are correct. There's a North Star, there's the Milky Way, and all that stuff. So this game is awesome. Now, you've got it. There's more than just K for compass. You get N for night vision, M for map. I already talked about that. Another one is L for light. Now, when you first spawn, you're gonna have a flashlight, but you won't have a weapon, so you can use that. I don't recommend it at nighttime because it gives away your position very fast. It's extremely bright and it goes for miles. So be very careful using your flashlight, but make sure you re-keybind it from something other than L, because that's the default keybind and nobody in their right mind is going to use L. I switched it to control. A lot of people use control for shit or crouch, but yeah, you can play however you want, because I have this weapon and this weapon has a flashlight on it, so I can use that. If I look down the sights, it lights up everything that I'm aiming at, which is kind of nice. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is movement. Arguably one of the most important things in this game, especially when you're starting off, because your biggest challenge when you first start off is going to be zombies, but once you get good at the game, you should never ever die to zombies. They're super easy to avoid if you know how. So if you see on the top right, you got the ear and the eyeball. That's your how detectable you are, either by vision or hearing, for zombies. So obviously at a full sprint, you're going to be more visible, you're going to make more noise. If you crouch and run, you make less noise, you're less visible, prone obviously, so on and so forth. Now, left shift is sneak, which is equivalent to walking. and that also makes you less detectable to zombies. Everything goes into a factor when you think about detectability. I mean, if you're on a road, you're gonna be more visible. You're gonna make more noise because you're running on pavement, as opposed to running in the grass. If it's daytime or nighttime, if it's dark, you're practically invisible to zombies. If when you fire a gunshot, it's like a dinner bell. They come running, and flashlights. If you have a flare attached to your hip, which you can do if you really want to, um, they get attracted to light. So it's just like any other zombie game. You make yourself a target, and you're gonna pay for it. So movement is extremely important. Another thing is zombies. At a full sprint, zombies run the same speed as you. They don't run faster or slower than you. So at a full sprint, it's really hard to lose them, but they won't catch you as long as you keep moving. A good way to lose them is to run up a really steep hill. It'll cause you to walk for a little bit, but once you break free of that and start sprinting again, they'll get stuck in the dust and you'll be fine. The best way, though, to get rid of zombies is to run into a house, because even the fastest zombies have to walk inside a house, and it's really easy to kill them or just run away if you don't want to make noise. So that pretty much covers movement and controls. Oh, one more thing about controls. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place. Mouse wheel is extremely important. That's what you use to switch through weapons. You can also use the enter on your keyboard. Not the far right enter, but the middle enter. You can do that. But mouse wheel is important. That's what you use for almost everything. You can, that if you want to open a tent, you can use that. Or if you want to run up and blood bandage your buddy, use that. Middle mouse wheel also opens doors. So, keep that in mind. Alright, so next thing on the list is probably the most annoying part of this game. There's numerous bugs with this, and the sooner you learn it, the easier it'll get. So you hit G to go into your inventory. Your gear is right here. This is your active gear. This is the gear that you can use right now. If I wanted to, I could drink the water bottle. You also have a backpack. I have a really large, nice Alice pack, which has 20 slots available. You can put stuff into your backpack, but it's not readily usable. I have magazines in my backpack, right here, but you can see this is, because I double-clicked on the pack is on the left side, and these are the items that are in the pack. I could transfer them over, or transfer stuff into the pack if I wanted to. It's basically your storage. It's not usable though. So when I'm in combat and I'm reloading, I'm only going to reload through these two magazines. I won't go into my pack. So you can use that to determine which types of, if you have silent ammunition that you don't want to waste or whatever. The inventory system is messed up. There's ways to dupe stuff, which is, I don't even know how to do it, but there's always a risk of deleting whatever you're duping, so I don't recommend that. If you have something that you're putting into your inventory and it's too big, like a gun takes up 10 slots. I think it does. If you put a gun into your inventory and you only have 9 slots available, something's going to get deleted, and there's no way to recover it. Sometimes when you drop an item, it deletes it. So, say you come over to something that you can loot, like a tent, which I'll talk about in my advanced tips video. This tent has a lot of stuff in it, and I can put stuff into the tent. I can take stuff out of the tent. If I want to set up a loot pile, I just open up an item. I click on whatever I want to drop. I drop it. It's not going to be right in front of me. It'll be at my feet, so you got to back up a little bit, and then it'll be right there. I don't recommend that, though. I recommend finding a dead body, like a zombie or a tent or something, and you can drop stuff into there, and it won't get deleted. My buddy dropped an M24 for me when I was new, and I was all excited because it's this nice sniper rifle. He dropped it for me, and it just disappeared. So until until the inventory bugs are fixed, you're going to have to deal with that. But, it makes the game more exciting. This game does get patched daily. It is being heavily worked on right now. I mean, Arma 2 is probably paying the guy who made this so much money. I know they hired him on because hundreds of thousands of people are buying this game just for DayZ. Alright guys, so next on the list is your HUD, and basically everything that it involves. So on the right side, you're immediately going to notice these 4 icons. The top one is body temperature, then you've got your thirst, you've got your blood, and you've got your food. In the top right, you can see the debug monitor, zombies kills, headshots, murders, bandits killed, blood. zombies, total alive, temperature, and my name. So all of these things are very important to you. All of these things can kill you. Body temperature. If it's raining and cold out and it's dark, your temperature is going to go down. You can get sick eventually. If you don't have antibiotics, you can die. To eliminate that, use heat packs. It'll heat you right back up. You'll be fine. I've never been sick. It's probably the least deadly of all of these. You've got your thirst, which is pretty easy to take care of. Any supermarket has sodas that you can drink. You can have a canteen that you can refill at wells, whatever. You can see right. I have an empty canteen in my inventory. If I can find my mouse, right there, I could fill it up with water if I had a water source. And then you've got your food, or you've got your blood. Sorry, your blood is equal to your health. Blood right here. There's a maximum of 12,000 health. If you get hit by a zombie and you see a little cross mark here, that means you're bleeding out, and that means that you need to bandage yourself immediately. You always want to have like 2 or 3 bandages um, on yourself at one time, and then you have over here you have your food. That's how hungry you are. Plain and simple. Eat to replenish that. If you eat, that will increase your blood, increasing your health pretty much. There's 2 ways to increase your health: eat or use a blood pack. You can't use a blood pack on yourself though. Blood packs replenish you all the way up to 12,000 health, no matter what. Even if you're at 1 blood, it'll take you back up to 12,000. There's a zombie walking over to me, or hopping over to me. Let's just kill him for fun. Ring the dinner bell. Yeah. There's another one. Yeah. All right. So, but you can use blood packs on a teammate, and it'll take him back up to 12,000. You can also eat food, and that'll bring you up, but it takes you up very slowly. Like a can of beans takes you up like 200 or something. Another thing you want to know about blood is when you hit certain points, bad things happen. If you're below 8,000 and you get hit, you can get knocked unconscious, and then you need an EpiPen from a buddy to revive you, or you have to wait like 5 minutes or 30 seconds or however long it may be. If you get hit, you can go into shock, and you can use painkillers, like right here, painkillers, and that will replenish you. Also, you can get hit by a zombie and break your leg, and a little white thing will show up here. You broke your leg, and you need a morphine injector to repair your leg, otherwise you'll have to crawl everywhere. So, tons of different things can happen to you, and you have to be prepared for all of them. You always want to have all the supplies you need in your bag. Like, I have antibiotics, just in case I got sick. Even though it probably won't happen, especially because I have a heat pack. You never know. It could be a really crappy day. You could be stuck outside all night in a rainstorm, and it would just be horrible for you. Now, that's what makes this game awesome. Always be prepared. Always be ready. I only got 1 zombie kill, even though I shot both of them. That's interesting. Maybe that other one survived. Interesting. Oh, okay. And before I forgot to mention when I was talking about inventory. There's your active inventory, your secondary inventory. The only things that go here are ammo and bandages, as far as I know. And there's a glitch actually with the 1911 and the revolver ammo. You can do combine to make a 1911 mag, and then go back, and it'll refill your ammo. I had 5 shots, now I have 6. Just so you know. But I'm probably gonna patch that soon. And then you've got your tools. And to use your tools, you need to first, don't drop the revolver. Open up your Alice pack, put the revolver inside, and then you can remove things from your tool belt, and then you can equip them as if they're a weapon. See, flashlight. Okay, very easy, but that takes a lot of people it takes people a long time to learn that kind of stuff. I'll talk about all the tools and stuff like that in an advanced video that I'm going to make for you guys. So don't stress out too much. I know it's a lot to take in, so just keep that in mind. Put this back before I get shot and die. And I don't know what happened to my ammo. Inventory bugs are awesome. Last thing, sorry. I know there's so much, I'm talking about so much. The inventory, last thing, there's a bug with it. Come on, where's my gun? If you drop a weapon, say you drop this, my M4, if I put it on the ground, all the ammo that it uses, or that go with that gun, will be dropped too, because the game assumes you don't need it. So be aware of that. You might not want to drop your ammo, you might want to just drop the gun. So Always keep that in mind. Alright, so this is the map. The world is about yay big. And when you spawn, okay, first off, you're not going to have this map until you find a map. You're not going to have this compass until you find it. You're not going to have this watch until you find it. When you spawn, you're going to spawn somewhere along this coastline. You're going to, if you have the ocean to your back, you know, there's going to be certain landmarkers you can use to figure out where you're at. But first things first, you go into Google, you open up Google, you type in DayZ map. It should come up with a map that will help you figure out what things are. Down here you got Cherno and Electro. These are the two major cities. Then you've got other cities, you know, like Starry is a really good place to raid because it has military tents. The Northwest Airfield is the only place with barracks, and that's where you can get military drops. I'll talk about drops. I'll talk about all that advanced stuff in my advanced tooltip video that I'm going to put out for you guys in a little bit. But for now, pull up a map. It should have things on it like supermarkets, fire stations, airways, hangars, factories, warehouses, whatever. And you can use this to find things that are important to you. If you need food or whatever, go to a supermarket. Supermarkets are good places to find packs. Anything of value you can find in supermarkets. Office buildings are good places to find, you know, random stuff. If you want good weapons, go to the military barracks. Whatever. It will show you the important things on the map. So I have a second monitor. I always keep that map open, so I never have to open my map. This is just for demonstration purposes only. So when you're new, try to avoid Cherno and Electro. There's zombies all over the place. Until you figure out how to play the game a little bit better, I'd avoid it because they're huge PvP hotspots. There's snipers that just sit in this tree line all day long and just shoot people in Cherno, and even if they have nothing, they'll just kill them for fun, get their murders up, become a bandit, whatever their goal is. So my advice to you guys when you're new, avoid Cherno and Electro, otherwise you won't survive your first day in DayZ. Alright guys, for demonstration purposes only, I forgot to say something about controls. Number pad is very useful. Instead of having to do this, you can use number pad. 1 looks over your shoulder, 3 looks over your other shoulder, 6 looks to your right, 4 looks to your left, 7 looks to your front left, and 8 looks to your front right. So for demonstration purposes only, I picked up all these zombies so I can show you guys instead of having to do this. Oh, and then they'll hit you. It's also a good demonstration of why you should have bandages on you at all times. Now hopefully somebody didn't hear that. You can see this little X right here. That means that I need to bandage. So if you're a new player, the first thing you want to do is find a weapon. So a hatchet works. It's kind of annoying because you have to melee people, but you want to find a gun. A good place to start is find farmhouses or a small town that's not Cherno or Electro. And you can go in there, you find Makarovs or whatever. There's a lot of farmer weapons. You can find long rifles and stuff like that. Those are really nice. Shotguns, and it'll help keep you alive, and that'll allow you to move into more aggressive spots that will help you get bigger and better weapons. So that basically wraps up this tutorial for how to survive your first day in DayZ. This is everything you need to know. And if you guys are interested, I'm putting out my second video in a couple days. It's going to be how to survive your first night in DayZ. And the link will be in the description as soon as it's available. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you're new, or if you have friends that are new, make sure you pass this video to them so you don't have to sit and explain all this all over again. Thank God for my friends. They've been really nice. They've helped me. I mean, they taught me everything I know. So if you don't have great friends, hopefully you found this by yourself. If you do have friends and you don't want to explain it to them, this is perfect. So thanks a lot, guys. This is Devil. I will talk to you later.
Oh, it's getting darker.
Okay, there's multiple guys inside this hospital right in front of me, and they've got lights going and everything.
Well, did you throw it in there before you started looting all the shit? Okay, so it's in there then. It's gonna be all